I mean, they're 10 feet in diameter. They're gigantically huge. Very, very hard to make by just bashing them out with a rock.
It almost seems like there was some kind of megalithic carving school who could create the most perfect sphere.
Hidden deep within the dense jungles of Costa Rica lies a mystery that has baffled archaeologists and adventurers for decades. These aren't ancient temples or mysterious pyramids, but rather something much more enigmatic: giant stone spheres scattered across the landscape in the Diquis Delta region of southern Costa Rica. The sheer size and precision of these spheres, some weighing up to 15 tons and measuring over 2 meters, 6.5 feet in diameter, have led to one of the most captivating and perplexing archaeological investigations in Central America. Known locally as Las Bolas de Piedra, the stone spheres have become a symbol of Costa Rica's cultural and archaeological heritage. But what do these giant spheres mean? Who created them, and for what purpose? Despite nearly a century of study, archaeologists still do not have a definitive answer. What is certain, however, is that the stone spheres were crafted with an extraordinary level of skill, suggesting a society with advanced knowledge of geometry, art, and labor coordination. These monuments, made primarily of hard rocks like granodiorite, limestone, and sandstone, are perfect in their roundness, with some deviating less than 2 millimeters from a perfect sphere. The precision required to create these stones without the use of metal tools is astonishing, hinting at a culture that understood and mastered craftsmanship to a degree that is still hard to comprehend. First discovered in the 1930s during a United Fruit Company operation in the Diquis Delta, these stone spheres have been scattered throughout the region, with more than 300 documented so far. The spheres range in size from small round stones no bigger than a human head to massive monoliths that could easily crush a car. Many of them are now found in various public spaces throughout Costa Rica, in parks, city streets, and even government buildings. But despite their widespread presence today, the mystery surrounding their creation and purpose remains largely unsolved. The most puzzling aspect of the stone spheres is their craftsmanship. How did the ancient builders achieve such remarkable precision without advanced tools? Some scholars believe that the spheres were created by chipping away at massive boulders over weeks or even months. To achieve such symmetry, ancient artisans may have used fire, water, or rudimentary stone tools. Some even speculate that sand was used to polish the surface of the spheres to a fine finish. Still, there are no definitive answers, and no half-finished spheres have ever been found to provide more clues about the manufacturing process. Equally puzzling is the source of the stone. Many of the spheres were found far from the nearest natural granodiorite outcrops, indicating that the builders may have had a sophisticated means of transporting multi-ton stones across rivers and dense jungles long before the invention of the wheel. This feat of engineering raises questions about the organization, technology, and resources available to the people who created these extraordinary artifacts.
The biggest source of Bosnian stone spheres is the central Bosnian town of Zavidovići. We took samples from 4 different stone spheres and samples of natural stone that we found nearby. And then we did chemical analysis. But the conclusion was those stone spheres were made.
The people who made these spheres were the Diquis culture, a pre-Columbian society that thrived in the region from around 700 CE until the arrival of the Spanish in the early 1500s. The Diqui were a complex society skilled in pottery, goldworking, and agriculture, and they built impressive settlements with large stone platforms, burial mounds, and paved causeways. While the exact purpose of the stone spheres remains unclear, it is believed that they were more than just ornamental objects. Their alignment with architectural features and ancient settlements suggest that they had a deeper cultural or ritualistic significance. Some spheres were found in straight lines, geometric patterns, or arranged near sacred locations such as mounds or temples, hinting at a possible astronomical or calendrical function. The Diquis spheres may have represented celestial bodies, spiritual concepts, or social rank. Some archaeologists believe they were used to mark boundaries, commemorate ancestors, or serve as symbols of power and prestige. Given their intricate alignment with other landscape features, it is also possible that the spheres were part of a larger cosmological framework, guiding the people's understanding of the universe. The discovery of some spheres placed carefully in straight lines or triangles has led some researchers to speculate that they could have been part of a ceremonial pathway, leading the eye towards celestial bodies or sacred sites. The theory that the spheres had an astronomical function is supported by the presence of ancient palm pollen found in the area, suggesting that the region may have been home to a tropical or subtropical environment before it became covered by dense jungle.
We are at the El Silencio archaeological site in southern Costa Rica. This place was occupied during two different occupations, two different periods of occupation during the Aguas Buenas period from 300 BC to 800 AD and the Chiriquí period from 800 AD to the arrival of the Spaniards. This area used to be a grassland or a pasture, and then it was burned every year.
The research into the Dicas spheres has been ongoing for decades. Following their discovery, the United Fruit Company, while clearing land for banana plantations in the 1930s, damaged and displaced many of the spheres, either by pushing them aside with bulldozers or attempting to blow them open with dynamite in hopes of finding hidden treasure. Although the spheres were eventually saved from further destruction, many were removed from their original locations and taken to private estates, where they were used as lawn ornaments. Some were even sent to museums, where they remain on display today, offering visitors a glimpse into the mystery of the Dicas culture. In 2014, the importance of these stone spheres was officially recognized when they were added to the UNESCO list of World Heritage Sites, highlighting their cultural and historical significance. The sites where these spheres are located, including Finca 6, Grijalba, Batambal, and El Silencio, are now protected and serve as research hubs, offering archaeologists and tourists alike the chance to learn more about the ancient society that created them. Despite the many theories surrounding the purpose of the spheres, no single explanation has been able to answer the question definitively. The spheres are unique in both form and context, and their true significance may never be fully understood. However, they are part of a broader legacy of pre-Columbian monumentality in the Americas, and their continued study sheds light on the complexity of the civilizations that once inhabited the region. The Dicas stone spheres are not just archaeological artifacts, they are symbols of a culture that valued artistry, spirituality, and connection to the cosmos. The people who made these spheres had a deep understanding of geometry, astronomy, and social organization. They left behind a legacy of monumental craftsmanship that has endured for centuries, despite the challenges of time, nature, and colonial destruction. As new spheres are still being discovered, each find adds a small piece to the puzzle, revealing more about the Dicas culture and their remarkable achievements. The ongoing research, coupled with the protection of the spheres and their sacred sites, ensures that this cultural heritage will be preserved for future generations to study and appreciate. Today, the stone spheres of Costa Rica continue to inspire awe and spark the imagination, reminding us of the mysteries that lie hidden beneath the surface of our world.